Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a Hannibal reaction. This is Hurt Live, and my name is Matt. Hello. Alright, what's up? We're watching Hannibal. Again, season 3. I don't know who's alive. Like, what the Why do they have to end like that? Why is that season 2 gotta be like that? But it's okay. It's okay because I can watch it next week. I can't imagine what it must have been to like watch the show as it was coming out, and then like you get to the end of season 2 and you're like, what? And then it just ends, and then you don't hear anything for like, I don't know, a year. Okay, anyways, so Hannibal, what's up? Last time on Hannibal, we finally had what looked like the final confrontation in order to catch Hannibal, and they didn't catch Hannibal because of a bunch of shenanigans, including the resurrection and murder once more, maybe, of Abigail. The FBI lady coming out and being like, "What the fuck are y'all doing?" Which, to be honest, fair, because honestly, this show is kind of a clown circus. Like, what the fuck is happening at any given time? Why do all these characters do this shit? And like, the show is so fucking wild because like it reached a point like halfway through season 2, I just kind of stopped giving a shit about how realistic the show can be, or how much it could try to be. And some things that I've complained about have proven to be kind of maybe make more sense. But I also have been told that like the creator of the show have said that like the plot of the show matters less than like character plot. Like they focus more about the characters more than actually making a cohesive story. And I see that and I'm like, yeah, I see it. I believe that. That's not to say something is to like a negative to the show, because my favorite show is JoJo, and that show makes no sense. It's just about what you can do for a show in order for it to be good and enjoyable. And what this show has going on is a lot of overly dramatic homoeroticism and eating people sometimes. That's kind of what it is. Anyway, season 3. I'm just kind of stalling. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Like, I don't know what else to say about season 3. As season 2 ended with Hannibal just running away and everybody dying, maybe. We had 4 characters bleeding out on the floor. I don't know who died and who didn't. I said before that in the tier list of characters that could be alive, it would be like Jack Lass. I think he's dead. Abigail, I think maybe she's dead. And then like Will and Alana is like the same, because they could do the thing where they like switch main characters. And if that's the thing, I'll applaud them. That would be awesome. Anyway. Season 3. I always forget. Patreon. Check out the Patreon. Link in the description below, as well as a pop-up on screen. You can watch the next 2 episodes, so up until episode 3 of season 3, on early access, as well as full-length reactions. But you can watch the full length to this episode for free already. If you check out the link in the description, there should be a link that takes you to the full-length reaction to this episode. I will only be doing this for the first episode because it's a new season. And then if you want to watch the others, you'll have to get into the Patreon. But this one is free. So if you want to watch, for some reason, the entire like episode alongside me, you can do so. If you click out the link, you'll have to bring out your own footage. I cannot provide that for you. It will be illegal. Anyway, I think we're good. I think we can just start. So, I don't know what the fuck's happening. Hannibal, season 3, episode 1. Let's go. Lights, car, moon, motorcycle, city. Paris. Wait, but isn't this season named after Italian dishes? The first one was the French one, right? Why didn't we go to Japan in the second season? That would have been sick. I would love to see fucking Mikkelsen in Japan. I should play Death Stranding.
Do you know Roman well? He was staring with the thinly veiled disdain of a man who does. I was his TA at Cambridge. He was insufferable even then.
So are you gonna fuck this man, or are you gonna kill this man? Okay. I was like, what's happening? Okay, it's just that.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
It's just that dude's wife. He just straight up broke into their house, killed the dude, cooked the dude. And now you're gonna cook her. What happened on the other side of the story? Because that much I could have figured out. They shot new stuff with Gideon. I would not expect them to keep shooting stuff with characters that have been dead for like half a season.
This isn't cannibalism, Abel. It's only cannibalism if we're equals.
This is only cannibalism if you eat me. But you just feel this is the natural order of things. Everybody gets ate. My last leg standing next to me, I should still wrestle with the urges to fight or flee. Shouldn't spoil the fairy tale, should I? You and your little gingerbread house.
I love this scene.
Let it be a fairy tale then. Once upon a time.
Dr. Fell might hold in his hand, in his non-Italian hand, a note from Dante Alighieri himself. Would he recognize it?
This guy's gonna die for being a xenophobic piece of shit.
I'm happy to sing for myself then.
And Bedelia is like, you're gonna die if we don't get the fuck out of here. Alright, so what if the show just follows Hannibal now?
You created a vacancy at the Palazzo Capone by removing the former curator.
Okay, that's what.
A simple process requiring a few seconds work on the old man. And a modest outlay for 2 bags of cement.
You no longer have ethical concerns, Hannibal. You have aesthetical ones.
Did it just kill all the previous people living here and take their identities? How do you do that? Every episode of the show, like half the scenes are scenes that like make no sense. Yes, I understand. Scenes only make sense in an artistic sense. I mean, I do understand. She's tired. She feels like she has no control. She's drowning. What's up?
Don't fool yourself into thinking he's not in control of what's happening.
He very much wasn't in control. His fucking superpower to be able to smell is the only thing that made it so he was in control at the last second. What are we doing? Is this how he got her? She went back to her house. This is where Hannibal ran off to, maybe? Like after what happened last episode. Hannibal was taking a shower at her house. Because he needed to get rid of the blood and he didn't have anywhere else to go. Oh man. That kind of makes sense though. Gun.
Is Will Graham still alive?
50-50.
You trust me?
This episode just fills in the gaps. It doesn't move anything forward. At least not so far.
Taking into consideration my beliefs about your intentions.
My intentions.
Human motivation can be little more than lucid greed.
Greed. And blind optimism.
Was that like a little bit of a smile? These two being in France, like, absolutely makes sense. Wait, are they in France or fuck? My brain stops. I thought they were in Italy, but no, they're in wait. Florence is in Italy.
If you are free, my wife and I would love to have you for dinner.
I love the wording every time he says shit like that. Yeah, so I think because he's being identified by someone. And it probably gave him like a fake name. So he's like, oh, he knows. Well, we gotta dispose of him. It's great that we got these scenes with Gideon.
Busy eating myself.
Because, well, first of all, I really wanted to see him interact with him. But also, because we don't have the other characters in the cast, it means that we need Hannibal to interact with other people to fill in airtime. So we're gonna do flashbacks of him talking to Gideon. Just like shaking a little bit.
Oh, really?
She's
I'm
really,
surprised to hear she had one.
she's really like
We share a
avoidant.
mutual detestation.
You can see that she's super awkward because she knows what this is.
You traveling alone, Anthony?
The only way I travel.
Asking if someone's gonna be there to miss him.
Are you avoiding meats?
Yes, actually, yes, I am.
I'm trying not to eat anything with a central nervous system.
Oysters, acorns, and masala. That's what the ancient Romans would feed animals to improve their flavor.
It's like I'm smiling. Yep.
My husband has a very sophisticated palate. He's very particular about how I taste.
Is it that kind of party?
You let him go.
What would you have me do, Bedelia?
Dead rabbit. Blood. Pop. She's being watched, maybe? Now we're here. The aspect ratio keeps changing. I wasn't crazy. Okay, sure. What the fuck even? Oh, is this the... This is when she killed the previous patient, right? Like a long time ago, we never saw it. I like that we're expanding on her character like a lot.
I can help you. If you ask me to.
Will you help me?
I see a tear. She was crying.
He was disgraced and blinded for betraying his emperor's trust.
He's Satan, like it's right on his face. Not even subtle.
Judas and Pietro della Vigna are linked in Dante's Inferno. Betrayal, hanging. Then linked.
Touch her as he says that. She's gone. Just fucking ran away.
Dr. Fell is a friend of yours?
I was his TA at Cambridge. The tales I could tell.
What wickedness has your attention, Mr. Dillard?
Yours.
Dr. Fell.
Yes.
I
Yes.
have no delusions about morality. If I did, I would have gone to La Polizia. I'm curious as to what fate befell Dr. Fell to see you here in his stead. We can twist ourselves into all manner of uncomfortable positions just to maintain appearances, with or without a breaking wheel. I'm here to help you untwist to our mutual benefit.
Oh my god. I found a new mortar boyfriend. He's fucking hot too. Shit. Took too long. Jump out the window! Isn't she dead now? Yeah. Oh. Oh, hey!
What?
Are you in this very moment observing or participating?
The fact that she didn't even register what was happening. She just like froze.
You're curious what would happen. You're curious what Mr. Dimmond would do. What I would do. Did you anticipate our thoughts? Counter thoughts, rationalizations?
Crack. There we go. I understand what happened. Took me a little bit. Is he again on the run? Or is this a flashback? I don't know. The aspect ratio didn't change. Now it does. Are we back with Gideon?
Why do you think I'm allowing this?
Why do you think I'm allowing this?
Because snails aren't the only creatures who prefer eating with company. If only that company could be Will Graham.
You got it. You got it right.
I'm just fascinated to know how you will feel when all this happens to you.
What was that? Did he just do an origami? Yeah, okay. And now end of episode. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. I don't know what the fuck's happening. every episode is just gonna be worse from now on, isn't it? This show, I'm gonna compare it to Evangelion. And the reason for that is because, like, not in terms of the plot, but the plot kind of doesn't matter in any of those shows. So, okay, so let me explain myself when I say that. I think this show, like, the reason why I'm saying this is because we spent like 20 minutes on scenes that like contributed nothing other than just showing you like a character's just like emotional state, or like an artistic version of what more or less thematically something that matters to the plot. Some shit like that. Like, so we spent like a solid amount of minutes with just Bedelia just, how do I put this? Scenes that didn't move the plot, just give you a better insight into her, or what happened, or how she thinks, what she's thinking, or how she's feeling. And the same goes for Hannibal, showing you flashbacks with Gideon and stuff. And to be fair, I think they kind of have to do that because okay, previous episode, I was like, I don't know how the fuck the plot's gonna move forward if we don't have the previous cast with us, right? And the answer is, it's not gonna move forward. The answer is, there's not a lot that's gonna be happening if we don't have like conflict between like Will and Jack and whatever and Hannibal. If it's just Hannibal is just chilling, then not a lot's gonna happen. And that's kind of what they gave me. It's like, okay, Hannibal's just kind of chilling in Italy with Bedelia. Cool. I kind of would have figured as much. Though to be fair, he was in France, and then I was confused a little bit because I was like, wait, are they in France or in Italy? And then he was like, no, they were in France and then they were in Italy. Okay, sure. I got confused for a second because I always mix those two together too. So I'm like, wait, what? What's happening? But no. They are just chilling in Italy. Hannibal just killed people in order to get into a specific like place. He took someone's identity. Sure. All right, sure. Thing is that like episode ended and like not much happened other than just show you. Well, to be fair, this is only the first episode of the season, so it would make sense for just the first episode to just set up where Hannibal is in life. You know, just like this is what he did after the wacky finale that we had previous episode. Sure, but previous episode I was wondering, how are you gonna be able to tell a story if the characters are not here? And the answer is we're not. The answer is we're not gonna have the plot that you've been following previously. And that's fine, honestly, because the thing is that the name of the show is Hannibal, right? It doesn't have to be the tale of Will Graham trying to get Hannibal and getting Hannibal. That the show doesn't have to be that. It can just totally just not be that, and that will be fine. Because at the end of the day, the name of the show is Hannibal. So what we could do is just completely not care about the storyline of like Will trying to get Hannibal, and like we can just say like fuck it, everybody died, and then season 3 is just like Hannibal just being depressed because his boyfriend betrayed him. Like that could just be it. Season 3 could just be that, and then he goes off the deep end and he causes his own downfall because he got emotional. Some shit like that. Like it could just be something like that. It would be thematic, sure, I can see it, but that means that we could spend like 13 episodes, which is like nothing. Just Hannibal just chilling, you know, just chilling in Italy. We could just do that. To be fair, it seems like he's like going away on like a train, so maybe I don't know what he's gonna do then. But yeah, I was wondering how they were gonna do this, and the answer is they're not gonna have plot moving forward. At least not for the first episode, because there's no characters for Hannibal to interact with in order to move the plot forward. So instead, we spend, I want to say, and here's the thing, is that Hannibal always had scenes that were like artistic and like didn't matter. Like half of all Will Graham scenes were just like him seeing shit that wasn't real, and then after he brain got fixed and he went back to normal, he still continued to just see shit that wasn't real. Continued to just see the stag man, or continued to just see the stag, or whatever. Like we just continued to have scenes like that throughout the entire show. And that just never went away. And that's just probably never going to go away. And if this episode is any indicator, it might just get worse. Because we spent a good amount of minutes, and I'm not sure how noticeable it's gonna be in the like final highlight cut for the reaction on YouTube, because I only do put like 10 minutes into it. But like, trust me when I say that like half this episode was just like scenes that gave me like no information other than just like, this is more or less how this character feels. And this is when I circle back to Evangelion. Like, if I have to compare the show to anything right now, it's making me think of Evangelion. The reason why I say it is because Evangelion is a show that, like, the plot kind of doesn't matter. It kind of does. Like, it does. Shit happens, right? But at the same time, when you finish Eva, you're like, wait, what the fuck was that about? I didn't understand that. And the answer, well, doesn't matter. You didn't have to understand it. The creator that made the show was just depressed, and he imprinted his psyche and his feelings into a fucking show. And Hannibal right now, it's starting to feel a lot like the plot kind of isn't moving. It kind of doesn't matter. But you know what matters? Hannibal's feelings. The serial killer's feelings. That's what matters. But jokes aside, that's kind of what it is, so. It is all these characters like feelings. And somebody left me a comment like the other day on like one of the episodes. Someone left me a comment that was like, the creator said, and I'm just gonna take this person's word for it. That person could be completely wrong, but someone told me that like the creator sees the show more as like the plot is secondary to like characters. And I believe that. The moment I read that, I was like, that makes a lot of sense, actually. That makes more sense than it should. Like a lot of Hannibal just starts to feel like the plot progression is more of an afterthought after like just characters' feelings and interactions and their psyche, I suppose. The difference between this and something like Eva is that in Evangelion, it's kind of thematic. You know, it's thematic because it's like the theme of depression. It's the theme of life being shit and you hating it and just loneliness and isolation and just all these things. And it makes sense thematically. At the end of the show, you feel like there was a theme and you understand what the show was saying. Hannibal, I don't know if it has a theme. Hannibal is just about, okay, look at these characters, now listen to their feelings. And that's kind of where it goes. And I feel like I'm able to like follow that. I think I'm following that because, okay, let's talk about the episode now. Okay, finally. So in this episode, we get to see Hannibal. He's just chilling in Italy. And he is trying, well, he says that he stopped wearing his person suit because he showed himself to like Will and Jack and whatever. But that didn't go well for him because, as we saw previous episode, he revealed himself to Will. Like, he opened up to Will, which is something he never did before. So now, the first time he does it, he feels, okay, I got betrayed. Because, like, the one person that I trusted, which was Will, betrayed me because Will wanted to catch him. And now I'm angry, you know? So Hannibal got angry, he's sad, he's depressed, whatever. You don't get to see it very much, but you get to see it. And this is the most interesting part about the show, I think. It's the fact that you get to see this like pure psychopath actually like care about something and then start to lash out in having strong emotions over the thing that they care about, you know? And that's something you don't see often, you know? Because like for all intended purposes, just Hannibal just fell in love with this dude, and then this dude was like, actually, psych, I was here to catch you. And then Hannibal was like, but I showed you my heart. I expressed my feelings to you. Yeah, sure, I kill people, but you know, I trusted you. You know, it's not about the morality of things. It's about the trust and our feelings. And you know what? Sure, I understand that. So now we get to see Hannibal post what happened in season 2. We get no answers as to what happened to all the dying, bleeding out on the floor characters from previous season. Whatever. Who gives a fuck about that? Hannibal show now. This is the name of the show. So I do like that Bedelia was like upgraded into like a main character. She could like stop being a character because it appears like Hannibal like moved. Hannibal's like leaving. He like jumped on a train and now I don't know where the fuck is going. And I think that's happening right now. I could be wrong, but I think that's happening right now because something else this episode did is that it kept jumping from time to time. Like there were like 7 flashback scenes to Gideon, to Bedelia again. There were scenes that I was like, what's happening? Like, for example, Bedelia going to like, did she go to like the trains or something, like the train station? And then she looked at the cameras and I was like, what the fuck's happening? I'm gonna assume that scene was Bedelia meeting up with the dude, I forgot his name. It doesn't matter, he died, whatever. The dude from this episode. The one that was like, hey, Hannibal, you know, like, let's do something together. And then Hannibal just killed him because it's like, fuck you. Who the fuck are you? Because he's able to see that Bedelia put all this together. If I understand correctly, Bedelia told the dude more or less about the situation. And I'm assuming that's what the scene where she going to the subway station was. She met up with him, but we didn't get to see that. It's just implied that she did. And then the dude was like, I'm going to play along with Hannibal and then we're going to catch him together. And then Hannibal was like, you're playing me? Fuck you. Just killed him immediately. And then Bedelia is like, she's in shock because she kind of wanted to get Hannibal. I'm assuming, maybe. I could be wrong. And then Hannibal is like, so you sent him here and you knew that I would know that I would probably just kill him. So that makes you an accomplice. So how you feel about that, huh? Anyway, but Hannibal ends up running away again. Is it because she betrayed his trust again? Like, because she betrayed his trust and running away. Then Will betrayed his trust by essentially trying to catch him. Is it just feel betrayed again by Bedelia and he's like, fuck you, and I'm just gonna run away now? Yeah, that could be the case. I could see that. I did enjoy a lot the scenes with Gideon. The scenes with Gideon were pretty good because I always wanted to like see that. I always wanted to see like Gideon interact with Hannibal because it's whenever anyone interacts with Hannibal, fully well knowing, like mask off, just like I'm a serial killer, let's talk. You know, and it was fun to see Hannibal talk to this dude who's missing limbs and he's making him eat himself. Like, that's wacky, sure. I want to see what these conversations were like. And, like, you know, like, kudos to the show for bringing back, like, actors to just show up for, like, one episode. You know, like, not every show does that. And it's cool that they did that, you know? So they brought back Gideon just to have scenes of him getting progressively more and more eaten. But I cannot help but think that a lot of that was just because we needed to fill in like episode time because we didn't have the other cast to just have like actual interactions, so we needed to have a lot of flashbacks. But Gideon eventually does just call him out and just say like, hey, like the only reason why you're doing this is because you want to have a company at your table and you would wish that it would be ideally Will Graham, but that's not the case. So I'm just kind of filling in for him. And Hannibal is like, well, he got me. We get to see Bedelia killing that one dude, and Hannibal essentially making her turn into a killer by essentially saying like, I'll help you if you ask me for help. It's like, it's making you be participant in the act of killing. Other than the fact that you already killed the dude, but it's like, if you want to dispose of the body, just say, let's dispose of the body. Say it. And then if you say it, he's like, all right, I'll help. Thank you for asking. It's like, yeah, but you have to go through the process to like the mental hoop of like, I want to dispose of the body. Let's do it, right? That is something that you have to be able to do. And Hannibal wants you to take that leap. So we get to see that. We could have assumed that already. Like that is one of those cases where like that entire flashback scene, which lasted I don't know how long. Like we didn't need to see that. We could have we know what happened. But the show wants you to see that. They want you to see Bedelia's state of mind when she did it. They want you to see Bedelia like a tear rolling down her face as the camera transitions into the present. And the aspect ratio changes. They changed a lot of aspect ratio in this episode. They changed the aspect ratio a lot. It was like Expense Season 4. Like every other scene was a different aspect ratio. I mean, it wasn't aspect ratio. It was because it has to be the same aspect ratio, but there was just letter boxes at the top of the bottom. But like one scene had them, and then the other one didn't. And I think the flashback scenes were the one that didn't have them. But even in some cases, I get the feeling that some of them. No, I think the flashback were especially the ones that didn't have them exclusively. Everything else didn't have them. It was just full aspect ratio. Okay, that's good. But yeah, they changed a lot of aspect ratio here. That's good because, you know, this at least kind of makes sense. Changing aspect ratio for a flashback, that's fine. Adding letterbox for the flashback, that's fine. In Expanse Season 4, that wasn't the case. They just changed aspect ratio whenever they went to a different planet, and it was like, this is not a flashback. Why are we doing this? Why is this entire planet just looks in a different fucking aspect ratio? Just give me full screen, man. But yeah, anyway, that was so weird. Sorry, Expanse ran randomly. The Expanse is coming out with a new season in a couple months. I'm excited for that. I'm more excited for Doctor Who, actually. Oh god, I'm getting sidetracked. I don't know what to talk about. Let me skim through the episode real quick. Sorry, I got distracted. I don't know if there's like much else I want. Oh, there was like a shot of Hannibal looking like the devil. It's really funny. They just show Lucifer and it's a statue, and then it's Hannibal just standing on top of it, and Lucifer's face is on his face, and up there it says Lucifer. It's like, it's fucking funny. Like, the show is so extra. The show is so fucking extra. And like, I feel bad sometimes because I feel like maybe I'm not taking the show as seriously as it wants me to take it. But also, I refuse to take this show seriously. At this point, this show is way too much, man. At this point, I'm just like laughing, and that's fine. You know, it's fine to laugh. It's a good thing, and it actually makes me enjoy the show more. So I'm glad that's the case. I understand why. When I started the show, I was like, maybe I'm not this kind of person to watch like very serious shows, so I'm sorry about that. I understand now with some people that came out and they were like, hey, no, don't worry. When I watch the show now, this is just a dark comedy with cannibal puns. And I'm just like, all right. I understand now. The show is like way too extra. Kind of love it. I kind of love it. Like, here's the thing. Is that sometimes it can feel pretentious. I don't mean this show in particular. I mean that whenever you do stuff like this, it can feel pretentious. In some cases, it kind of does. But in here. But if I don't take it seriously, it's not pretentious. It's just funny. And I've also been told that like the creator or director or whoever it was, I always forget. They mentioned that they also see the show as like a comedy sometimes. And I'm just like, okay, you know what? That's great. It means I'm on the right track. And that might not be the way that you enjoy the show, but it is the way that I am enjoying the show. And it's fine because I'm having a good time. And that's it. Sorry, I'm just feeling a dead time because I don't know what else to talk about this episode. Not a lot happened. We're in Italy now, but maybe not because Hannibal's going away. We don't know who's alive or who's dead still. I don't know if Bedell is going to matter moving forward, which means that maybe all the scenes that we just got with her didn't matter because Hannibal ran away from her. So I don't know if she's going to matter anymore. And that dude that we spent a couple scenes with, he's dead now. So, yeah. I don't know if anything matters anymore. So, sure. Man, the fact that I have to like wait a week in order to watch the next episode, because I'm just like, I just kind of want to go and watch it anyway, because I'm just like, is anything gonna happen? Let's see. Bet. Is anything gonna happen? But it appears I'll have to wait. So yeah, there's not a lot I can talk about the show at this point. This episode, I'm just like, all right, that's it for Hannibal. Thank you so much for being here. And alright everybody, thank you for watching this episode reaction to Hannibal, or whatever it was. If you would like to catch the next 2 episode reactions, I don't know what's going to happen in them, maybe something crazy is going to happen, I don't know. You can do so over at the Patreon. Check out the link in the description below, social media, Twitch stream, all the cool stuff, and I'll see you guys next time, okay? Take care everybody, bye bye.